In the natural world, life is never given freely. Sometimes, the price is paid in the blood of generations past. The death of one is the end of a journey. This is the immutable law of this land. Here in Africa, a great dance of life unfolds without pause. This is an ancient cycle, led by the primal rhythm of nature. A primitive instinct surges through the veins of millions of creatures. It is the call of the greatest migration on the planet. Over 2 million creatures begin their majestic journey towards the lush grasslands of the Masai Mara. Leading the way are the zebra, the courageous pioneers. They clear the path by grazing on the coarse, older grasses, opening the way for the black sea of wildebeest that billows behind. This is not competition, but a perfect symbiotic alliance for survival. But no journey is without its trials. A great geological scar, the Mara River, stands in their path. This river is a gateway between life and death, demanding extraordinary courage. The entire army hesitates before the raging current. They need a pioneer, one individual brave enough to make the fateful leap. And then an explosion of adrenaline. One animal plunges, and thousands immediately follow. A spectacular sight that can stir even the hardest of hearts. The Mara River never forgives. Enormous Nile crocodiles, ancient predators, have been waiting for this moment. Their jaws are the gates of death. Not even the strongest wildebeest can escape its grim fate. The swift current and the hidden hunters are a double threat. It is estimated that nearly half the herd will never reach the other side. Their lives become a feast for the river. Millions of souls have risked everything and claimed their reward. The green pastures await. But for many others, the journey has ended forever. Had they not pushed forward, the aridity of the land left behind would have killed them also. This is only the beginning of the most brutal chapter. The moment the first hooves touch solid ground, the herd walks straight into a prepared banquet. The queens of the Savanna have been in position since the earth began to tremble with millions of hooves. A zebra, exhausted from its struggle with the current, has muscles filled with lactic acid. Its reflexes have become dangerously slow. It has become the perfect target. The life of one creature is the end for another. This is the unchangeable law of this land. But it is not only the queens who hunt. Science has often portrayed male lions as lazy, waiting for the lionesses to provide. But that is not always the case. A little further on, where stragglers are trying to rest, another shadow has been waiting patiently. The leopard, a master of the art of concealment. The leopard's true power lies in its silence, in the long hours of stillness, dissolving into the shadows. And here, by the river, with its prey exhausted from the perilous crossing, the stage is perfectly set. The promised land of the Masai Mara does not grant life for free. Every blade of green grass here has been nourished by the blood of past generations. As the migration moves deeper into the heart of the Masai Mara, the dry season begins to tighten its grip. The grasses turn a faded yellow, water sources slowly vanish. Concealment becomes more difficult than ever. Now, the stage belongs to the true masters of speed. A coalition of cheetahs. Instead of fighting over territory, these brothers work together to hunt. Their strength lies in their unity. A young, weak zebra, straying from the protection of the herd, is an ideal target. It is neither fast enough nor has the stamina to escape a prolonged chase. By hunting as a team, the cheetahs separate their prey, forcing it to expend its energy. One drives the prey, while the others join in for the kill. The risk is minimized, and the success rate increases dramatically. In the heat of the day, most predators rest. But the cheetah, especially a lone female, must take advantage of this time. After a chase, she needs time to catch her breath. And this is the moment she is most vulnerable to opportunists. And as expected, an uninvited guest appears. The spotted hyena, the most scorned creature on the Savanna, but also one of the most successful. Many do not realize that spotted hyenas are proactive and brutally efficient predators. When the scent of fresh meat is on the wind, they know it is time to act. One should not be fooled by their ungainly appearance. The hunting success rate of a hyena can be even higher than that of a lion. Spotted hyenas live in clans, but even a single individual is a formidable opponent. For larger prey like a wildebeest, a hyena needs an organized army. A bite to the hind leg neutralizes the zebra's only weapon, its powerful back kick. Once the prey falls, the clan swarms in. With an immensely powerful bite and highly acidic stomachs, they can digest almost everything, from skin and organs to bone. After a hyena's feast, even the vultures are rarely left with a chance. But the great banquet in the Masai Mara would be incomplete without its true masters. The lion is the only big cat with a complex social life. The males, whose majestic manes are not just for show but to protect their necks in battle, are tasked with defending the territory from intruders. Meanwhile, the responsibility of feeding the family falls to the females. They are the pride's primary hunters. A wildebeest is ideal prey. It is large enough to feed a family for a day, but not as dangerous as a Cape buffalo. The lion's hunger only intensifies. This time, the prey is not one of the giants of the migration, but a Thompson's gazelle. For a lion, the gazelle presents a hunt that demands absolute precision. One small mistake is enough for the prey to vanish into the sea of yellowed grass. A silent approach and cutting off the escape route is the only key. The confrontation is over in an instant, brief but decisive. In the great torrent of the migration, not every individual has the strength to keep up with the grueling journey. In the unforgiving world of nature, to be slow or weak is to become a target. Muscles are weary, and reflexes are dulled after the long march. And when faced with African wild dogs, the real nightmare begins. This hunting pack achieves a success rate of up to 80%, thanks to a strategy of relentless, uncompromising pursuit. Under constant pressure from all sides, all attempts at defense are gradually worn down. At a crucial moment, the instinct for survival forces the herd to make a harsh choice. Continue on, or pay the price for the slowness of one. But all endurance has its limits. As the dry season in the Masai Mara reaches its harshest peak, even the hunters begin to lose their strength. And that is when the balance of power begins to shift. In another corner of the savanna, a fully grown zebra stands face to face with a cheetah. It does not flee, but turns its back, keeping the predator at a distance with warning kicks. Scientists have measured the force of a kick from an adult zebra at nearly 3,000 newtons, enough to cause serious injury to any predator. For a cheetah, such an injury is a slow death sentence. However, when hunger strikes, other lionesses will not give up so easily. The riverbank always holds the thirsty and the unwary. Or perhaps it is they who are being careless. A colossal Cape buffalo, one of Africa's most dangerous animals, will not. It seems that across the Masai Mara, every creature is nursing a resentment towards the kings. This spirit of defiance is spreading like a movement. Only the lions refuse to accept this reality. They still believe that hunting a giant will restore their lost honor. But this time, they have failed. It will become a laughingstock across East Africa. The dry season ends with a great victory for the prey. They never sought to be rulers, but they have proven that they too are warriors. In November, the winds change, carrying moisture from the south. A chemical signal from the Serengeti beckons once more. The migrating army of 1.5 million turns for home. But this return journey has a completely different feel. Gone is the eagerness of a promise. In its place are exhaustion and the memories of loss. The gates of death at the river never open for free. In recent days, the lead male lion has watched his mates being tossed and trampled by the fierce resistance of those who were once food. For a king, it is a humiliation. But first, he must prepare. Fill his empty belly and warm his muscles. It has been a long time since this king has been at ease. The riverbank seems ready to welcome him. Perhaps a male wildebeest has grown overconfident after surviving a season of peril. It has triggered an explosion of testosterone in the ruler's blood. His fury reaches its peak. One final gift from the monarchy to bid farewell to the pilgrims. A wildebeest's horns are nothing compared to a buffalo's, but they are enough to topple the crown and pride of the land's master. The resistance spreads like an undercurrent. The wildebeest herd seems to distribute its wrath evenly across the Masai. Adrenaline turns them into rampaging tanks. They have passed through too many gates of death, and this time they will create one for another. When the southern rains return, the Serengeti is reborn from the ashes. And with it, the great circle of migration closes perfectly. But the peace of the grasslands is merely a prelude to a battle even more primal, the fight for the immortality of the bloodline. The air is now thick with testosterone. From the battles of zebras for a harem to the brutal clashes of wildebeest. All are fighting for a single privilege, the right to write their name into the next generation. The winner will take all. The loser faces the permanent oblivion of his lineage. And then, after the conflicts, nature's greatest miracle begins to unfold. In just a few short weeks, 500,000 wildebeest calves are born in unison, flooding the plains. This population explosion occurs on fertile volcanic soil, where the grasses absorb abundant calcium and phosphorus. This precious nutrition passes into the mother's milk, helping the calves' bones develop at an extraordinary rate. It is a critical advantage, because within an hour of birth, they must be on their feet, running for their lives. But new life does not always come with peace. A harsh reality also unfolds. Among the zebras, a new dominant stallion will kill the foals of his predecessor. A cruel strategy to ensure that only his genes are passed on. And yet, in the eyes of these young creatures, there is no hatred. They do not yet know the concept of predator and prey. There is only pure curiosity, an innocence that fate one day will force them to abandon. This is the hope of their species, born from conflict and forged in danger. They will grow. They will face the river of death. They will fight their enemies. And one day, they will return to this very place to continue the timeless saga of life. While the Serengeti is immersed in the joyous dance of rain and rebirth, in the southwest of the African continent, another story is being written in sand and fire. The region of Damaraland stretches out like a pristine, undisturbed geological slice of time. This area covers nearly 18,500 square miles, lying between the Namib Desert and the Central Plateau. Damaraland rarely appears on standard tourist maps. Perhaps that is why it has retained a rare purity in the heart of Africa. Brandberg and Twyfelfontein are two prominent geological icons, with thousands of ancient rock engravings scattered across a wild and mesmerizing landscape. The extremely arid desert region in western Damaraland is where nature strips away all that is superfluous, leaving only the bare essence of survival. All that remains are seas of gravel, low dunes, cracked earth, and a sky that burns at midday. The annual rainfall here is less than 4 inches, so scarce that life must create its own opportunities to exist. By day, the temperature can easily exceed 113 degrees Fahrenheit, making the air seem to shatter in the dry heat. At night, it plummets below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, creating extreme temperature cycles. Every creature must adjust its biological rhythm just to hold its breath through the freezing desert nights when millions of stars shine, unobscured by artificial light. Amidst the harshest land of Damaraland, a great creature quietly leaves deep footprints on the scorching ground. The desert elephant. Unlike their cousins on the green plains, they have chosen to face adversity. They have longer legs, leaner bodies, and broader ears, adaptations for long journeys and for dissipating heat. Despite their massive bodies, they can travel up to 43 miles a day in search of scarce water sources, which exist for only a few weeks each year. An extraordinary spatial memory allows them to recall the exact location of every waterhole, knowledge passed down from one generation to the next. A matriarchal social structure is the foundation that holds the herd together amidst the aridity. The herd is led by the oldest, most experienced female. This individual holds the invisible map of the desert in her mind, guiding her family through the arid labyrinth. Her every decision directly impacts the survival of each member. But things are becoming ever more difficult. Climate change is reducing the already meager rainfall and altering the flow of the ephemeral rivers. The scarcity of water and vegetation is forcing the desert elephants closer to human settlements, leading to increasing conflict. Today, only about 150 of these desert elephants remain. Marching alongside the desert elephant is a creature of equal resilience, the black rhino. This is the most unique subspecies of black rhino, now restricted to a few semi-arid regions of Namibia, including Damaraland. They occupy a natural habitat of roughly 9,600 square miles, forming the largest wild population of black rhinos on the planet. A single individual may command a territory of up to 190 square miles. Despite their poor eyesight, they rely on an extremely keen sense of smell and hearing to navigate. Even on steep slopes, the black rhino can climb to find food. When threatened, it can charge at 30 miles per hour. The most unique evolution of this species lies in its diet. They favor succulent plants, particularly the Euphorbia damarana, a plant whose sap is toxic to most other animals. The digestive system of the black rhino, however, can completely neutralize these toxins. During the harsh dry season, this becomes the only source of life that remains. The ability to endure long periods without drinking is a key survival strategy. They can survive for 3 to 4 days without water, obtaining the moisture they need from plants. According to a 2024 report by Save the Rhino International, Namibia is now home to over 2,200 black rhinos, accounting for the vast majority of the global population of the subspecies Diceros bicornis bicornis. In the silence of the desert, a puff adder glides discreetly over the cracked earth. Its body blends with the hot sand. It makes no sound, it does not hurry, but it is always ready for a precise strike. A master of camouflage, the puff adder is one of Africa's most feared predators. The patterns on its skin render it almost invisible among the rocks and shrubs. It can lie motionless for hours, waiting for the ideal moment. With an incredibly fast bite, its venom enters the prey's body, causing tissue destruction, hemorrhaging, and intense pain. Unlike many snakes that choose to flee, the puff adder confronts a threat head-on. It inflates its body, hisses, and is ready to strike immediately. This behavior makes it the snake responsible for the most bites in sub-Saharan Africa. Its venom is not the most chemically potent, but it is extremely dangerous due to the large quantity injected and the snake's wide distribution. Its venom is a cytotoxin, a powerful agent that specializes in destroying cells and tissues. A victim can suffer swelling, skin discoloration, blistering, and necrosis, which can spread in minutes. A single bite can inject 150 to 350 milligrams of venom, many times the lethal dose for an adult human. In areas without medical facilities, the mortality rate can be as high as 20%. It is not just the venom, but the speed of its attack that makes the puff adder a true menace. It can launch a strike in just a quarter of a second, faster than the human eye can register. Scattered across Damaraland are massive granite outcrops. They are natural shelters for creatures that know how to disappear under the fierce sun. The rugged topography of these rock formations creates unique microclimates. By day, the temperature can exceed 104 degrees Fahrenheit, but inside the crevices it remains cool, creating a haven for reptiles. These outcrops also hold immense cultural value. Over 2,500 rock engravings at Twyfelfontein, dating from 2,000 to 6,000 years ago, depict the ancestral connection of the San people to nature. On the Brandberg, Namibia's highest mountain, one finds the White Lady painting, which depicts a hunting ceremony painted with local mineral pigments. Within the cracks of the granite boulders, the rock hyrax, also known as the dassie, navigates through every crevice. It may resemble a rodent, but its closest living evolutionary relative is the elephant. A surprising relationship hidden beneath a coat of grey fur and a plump body. They spend up to 95% of their day at rest, a biological strategy to compensate for their poor ability to regulate body temperature. They use the sun's rays as a natural thermostat. The soles of their feet have moist pads that act like suction cups, allowing them to cling to vertical rock faces where eagles and leopards can hardly reach. Their complex digestive system allows them to break down cellulose from the driest, toughest plants of the desert. They are a small but essential link, helping to maintain the balance of this harsh ecosystem. At an altitude of over 3,000 feet, a winged shadow circles in silence. The martial eagle, one of the 5 largest eagles in Africa and a true warrior. Its body can be over 3 feet long, with a wingspan of nearly 9 feet, and weighing up to 14 pounds. Its feathers provide perfect camouflage among the dry branches and red cliffs. Its eyes can spot prey from over 3 miles away. An absolute advantage in Damara land, where vegetation is sparse. With its sheer power, The martial eagle occupies the top of the food chain in these semi-arid ecosystems. However, this icon of power is losing its strength in the modern world. Since 2020, the International Union for Conservation of Nature has listed this species as endangered. The main causes are hunting, poisoning, habitat loss, and collisions with power lines. The Serengeti's woodlands stretch for hundreds of square miles, where the East African cheetah showcases its supreme hunting skills. On this vast arena, speed becomes a weapon sharpened by evolution. After more than 3 million years of evolution, the cheetah has developed a slender body, a light skeleton, flexible muscles, and long limbs. All fine-tuned for speed and precision. Unlike the roaring lions and the bold hyenas, the East African cheetah moves in silence, a phantom on the sun-drenched plains. The males form tight-knit coalitions of 2 or 3 individuals, patrolling the hunting grounds. While the solitary females raise their cubs alone, teaching them every instinct needed to survive. As the sun climbs high, the cheetah hides in the tall grass, closing the distance with deadly patience. Within 100 yards, it explodes forward. "23-foot-long strides cut through the air, powered by a spine, limbs, and pelvic muscles that work in perfect harmony. It is a living arrow, guided by a tail that acts as its fletching, carving impossible turns in the air. But this gift of explosive speed comes with a terrible price. The cheetah's body is a furnace that burns too bright, too fast. It has but a few heartbeats, a few hundred yards, to claim its prize before its own fire consumes it. Every hunt is a race, not only against its prey, but against itself. The hunt follows a brutally choreographed sequence. Target, stalk, accelerate, attack, and a bite to the throat. If it fails, the cheetah will abandon the chase instantly, conserving every ounce of energy under the scorching sun. Further north, the Lolondo range rises between the Serengeti and Ngorongoro, a semi-arid land at an altitude of 5,000 feet. During the day, the sun scorches up to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. At night, the temperature drops to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. Yet, life thrives here. For the wildebeest, zebra, and Thompson's gazelle, Lolondo is a lifeline, a crucial stopover on their arduous journey. The open grasslands of the Lolondo region stretch endlessly. A stage of survival where every step is measured and every shadow can signal danger. The Thompson's gazelle, a small and agile antelope, roams in scattered herds. In this vast land, where the terrain is flat and visibility is clear, living in a herd is not just social, it is survival. Each gazelle acts as a living radar. Their diet is simple but effective. Short grass and a few fiber-rich shrubs, perfectly designed to sustain life through the harsh, dry season. When threatened, they spring up with spectacular leaps, high, elastic jumps on all four legs that both confuse the predator and alert the herd. The Lolondo grasslands are also a refuge for the Granite gazelle. Slightly taller, more robust, and built for endurance. They can reach speeds of up to 50 miles per hour, escaping even the most determined predators. Water is often scarce, but the Granite gazelle has the remarkable ability to derive moisture from vegetation, surviving for weeks without drinking. And when the great herds pour across the plains, bringing life from the distant savannas, the chase begins. A relentless dance of predator and prey. In the dry season, when every sip of water and every blade of grass is precious, the predators face constant pressure. Here, the East African lion has adapted down to its every muscle, fiber, and bone. Its mane is lighter and shorter than those in more humid regions, designed to dissipate heat effectively under the scorching sun. As prey thins out and water disappears, the prides expand their territories. Their hunting tactics also evolve with the land. At night, the lionesses move in silence. Scarcity teaches a harsh lesson. Drinking the blood of their prey is quicker than finding water. Every hunt sustains the pride. As the sun scorches the plains, the spotted hyena waits, patient and cunning. They roam for miles under the harsh sun, conserving energy and water. In times of scarcity, the clans unite, even stealing kills from lions, their most formidable rivals. Amidst this wild stage, humans also share the land. The Masai community herds their cattle, sheep, and goats. They follow the seasonal rhythms, moving their livestock to allow the grasslands a chance to recover. Through ecotourism and tradition, they strive to protect their ancestral lands while coexisting with the surrounding wildlife. In Lolondo, life exists on a razor's edge, where every creature must adapt, endure, and thrive under the harsh African sun. But no one fulfills that role more faithfully than the white-headed vulture. This scavenger is often the first to arrive at nature's grim feasts. The white-headed vulture can travel vast distances in a single day, soaring high to search for any sign of life or death. With a powerful digestive system that can destroy even diseased tissue, it stands as a silent guardian, purifying the land. Meanwhile, Ruppel's griffon vulture, capable of flying up to 37,000 feet, is one of the highest flying birds on Earth. Special hemoglobin in its blood allows it to draw oxygen from the thin air, a remarkable ability. When a carcass appears on the savanna, they descend in great numbers. Using their strong beaks and sturdy frames, they tear at the hide, crush bone, and consume what is left. However, today, Ruppel's griffon vulture is on the brink of extinction. Habitat loss, poisoned carcasses, and illegal hunting are pushing this soaring giant to its doom. In the distance, the kopjes rise, ancient granite strongholds jutting out from the Serengeti like nature's own fortresses. Formed over millions of years by tectonic shifts and relentless erosion, These stone towers stand tall, strategic watchpoints sculpted by time. Under the harsh sun, the kopjes become a sanctuary for rock hyraxes and agama lizards. As the dry season wears on, these pockets of moist earth become lifelines, sustaining insects, birds, and small herbivores. In this way, the kopjes transform into crucial stopovers in the food chain, attracting both predator and prey. On the ledges and within the narrow crevices, the rock hyrax hides from the sharp eyes of leopards and eagles. Special paw pads and sweat gland texture help them grip even the smoothest rocks. Living in groups of up to 80 individuals, they depend on solidarity. Every call, every whistle has a meaning. Vigilance is their armor. But behind the granite walls is a master of concealment. Silent, patient, and lethal. For the leopard, the kopjes are not just a refuge, they are thrones. From these heights, it watches undisturbed, avoiding rivals and holding the power of surprise. As one of the Savanna's most talented solitary hunters, the leopard blends perfectly with the rock and bush. Its pale, golden coat, with its dark rosettes, vanishes into the terrain. Quiet and calculated, the leopard waits for the perfect moment of vulnerability. Then it descends from above. Its climbing ability is its greatest advantage. Strong muscles and curved claws allow it to drag entire carcasses up tall trees or deep into rock crevices, out of the reach of hyenas and lions. Here, in the kingdom of stone, the leopard reigns alone. Surrounding the great rivers like the Granite and the Mara are the wetlands of the Serengeti National Park. These wetlands retain moisture and water even when the surrounding grasslands and woodlands begin to dry out in the harsh, dry season. Here, plants like papyrus, sedges, and aquatic grasses form a dense vegetation that both retains and filters the water, providing a clean water source that sustains many species. This thriving environment not only nurtures waterfowl and fish, this swampy region is also a promised land for the African sacred ibis, with its shallow waters and rich vegetation. This flexible foraging behavior allows the sacred ibis to adapt when food becomes scarce, especially during the dry season. During the breeding season, they gather in large groups, building nests of twigs and grass on top of dense bushes or low trees to protect their eggs. With their long, curved beaks and sturdy legs, they move skillfully through the murky water, avoiding creating ripples or disturbances while foraging. The fresh water and rich ecosystem here also make it an ideal environment for herons. Moving gracefully on their long legs, the grey heron, the black-headed heron, and the great egret silently hunt with their pointed beaks. Their grey and white plumage blends perfectly into the shadows of the trees and tall grass, allowing them to remain undetected by both prey and predators. But perhaps the true silent ruler of the swamps is the hippopotamus. With a massive body 3 to 16 feet long and weighing up to 2 tons, they spend most of the day submerged in the cool water, with only their eyes and ears above the surface, monitoring every movement around them. The swamps not only provide a refreshing refuge, but also shield them from the harsh sun, protecting their thick skin. In this world, the hippo's strength is a formidable force. Their bite force can reach up to 1,800 pounds per square inch, enough to threaten any intruder. Their 16-inch long tusks are formidable weapons, ready to be used to defend their underwater territory. Hippos are not random giants in this ecosystem. They create paths through the small streams, creating corridors for smaller species and maintaining life throughout the swamp ecosystem. On our planet, the whale family is divided into 2 main groups: toothed whales and baleen whales. Toothed whales, like dolphins and sperm whales, are the active hunters of the ocean. Baleen whales, on the other hand, are the great filter feeders of the sea. The fundamental difference lies in their jaws. Toothed whales possess sharp teeth to catch their prey. In contrast, baleen whales have no teeth. Instead, they have plates of baleen hanging from their upper jaw, which act as a giant filter. Toothed whales often have more streamlined bodies and faster swimming speeds, allowing them to perform spectacular deep dives. Baleen whales possess more massive and rounded bodies. They move more slowly and often feed near the surface. Despite their many differences, both groups are close relatives and belong to one great family of marine mammals. Their size is a marvel of creation, allowing them to dominate the aquatic environment and hold a crucial position in the marine ecosystem. The blue whale is perhaps the largest animal that has ever existed on Earth. Its length can reach up to 98 feet and its weight can approach 440,000 pounds. A blue whale's heart can be as large as a car. Another notable species is the humpback whale, famous for its spectacular acrobatic leaps. They can be about 49 feet long and weigh up to 88,000 pounds. Their name comes from the characteristic fatty hump on their back, which stores energy for long migrations. The tail fluke of a single blue whale can be more than 16 feet wide. For a whale, the tail is the engine, a powerful structure of muscle and sinew that generates the immense thrust needed to move through the water. Of course, there are smaller whale species such as the minke whale, which is only about 26 feet long. Even so, the smallest among them are still colossal by human standards. Whales possess an incredibly complex system of sound communication used for contact and navigation. One of the most famous sounds is the whale's song. These complex melodies can last for hours and change over time and by location. This remains one of nature's greatest mysteries. Scientists believe these songs serve multiple functions, from communication and attracting mates to warning of danger and marking territory. The sounds are produced in the whale's blowholes and can travel for hundreds, even thousands of miles underwater. What is astonishing is that sometimes multiple individuals can sing in unison, creating complex choruses. The Hawaiian Islands are one of the most famous places to listen to the symphony of whales during their migration season. Besides singing, they use a multitude of other sounds to communicate and navigate. To see in the dark water, toothed whales use a system of echolocation. They produce sound waves, then listen for the echoes that bounce off objects around them. From this, they can build a detailed sound map of their environment. This system is so advanced they can determine the size, shape, speed, and precise location of their prey. It also helps them find each other in the vast ocean, aiding in finding mates and forming defensive groups. Sperm whales, for example, produce powerful clicks. They are, in fact, an acoustic weapon. At up to 230 decibels, it is the loudest sound produced by any living creature. Its shockwave is powerful enough to stun or even kill prey like giant squid from a distance. They hunt not just with their teeth, but with sound itself. Meanwhile, the blue whale produces low-frequency infrasound from 10 to 40 Hz, which can travel further for communication across oceans. However, noise pollution from ships and human activities is disrupting the acoustic world of whales, severely affecting their ability to find food and communicate. The respiratory system of a whale is also a phenomenal adaptation to life underwater. The respiratory system of a whale is a phenomenal adaptation. When surfacing in just 1 to 2 seconds, a blue whale can exchange up to 90% of the air in its massive 1,320-gallon lungs. But they are not the deepest divers. That glory belongs to others. The sperm whale can dive for over an hour, while the absolute champion, the Cuvier's beaked whale, can disappear into the deep sea for more than 3 hours. When they dive, their blowholes are sealed by a special system of muscular valves. They do not take oxygen from the water but must surface to breathe through a blowhole on top of their head. When they surface, they exhale a powerful stream of air and water vapor, often mistaken for a spout of water. Some deep-diving species like the sperm whale and Cuvier's beaked whale can hold their breath for over an hour. Meanwhile, species like the humpback whale typically surface to breathe every 5 to 15 minutes. To survive these long dives, their blood and muscles are extremely efficient at storing oxygen. When diving deep, their lungs collapse, forcing oxygen into the bloodstream, while their heart rate slows dramatically to conserve energy. However, this respiratory system is very sensitive. Oil spills or collisions with ships can cause severe injuries, threatening their lives. The diet of whales is highly varied. Some species can consume up to 8,800 pounds of food per day. The largest species, such as the blue whale, primarily feed on krill, small shrimp-like crustaceans. They use their baleen plates like a giant filter, engulfing a huge volume of water and then pushing it out, trapping millions of planktonic creatures. Other species, like the killer whale or orca, are apex predators with sharp teeth for hunting fish, seals, and sea lions. Meanwhile, the grey whale forages on the ocean floor, stirring up sediment to find crustaceans. Their feeding methods are incredibly intelligent and diverse. Humpback whales use a technique called bubble net feeding. They swim in a circle beneath a school of fish, simultaneously blowing bubbles. This wall of bubbles corrals the prey into a concentrated area. But this is no random act. Each hunt begins with a specific feeding call, initiated by a single whale. The team coordinates perfectly, spiraling and surfacing in unison on cue. This is more than instinct. It is a planned tactic, a hunting culture passed down from one generation to the next. Then, they simply lunge up from below with their mouths wide open and swallow their meal. Some beaked whales use a vacuum method. They create an extremely powerful suction in their mouths to draw in prey, even those larger than their mouths. The diversity and efficiency of these feeding strategies have allowed whales to evolve into some of the most successful predators in their habitat. Whales are social animals, often living in groups called pods. Pod sizes can range from a few individuals to hundreds. The social structure can vary by species. Killer whales, for example, have a very complex matriarchal structure. In a killer whale pod, the oldest female is the leader, guiding the entire family on hunts and migrations. Communication is key to their social cohesion. Sounds, songs, and body language help them coordinate hunts and protect each other. Typically, the larger and stronger males have an advantage in competing for mates. During the mating season, males may display their strength through spectacular performances or fierce confrontations. Some species even have group courtship rituals, where several males together perform dances and songs to attract a female. To increase the chances of fertilization, the testicles of male whales are enormous. The testes of a North Atlantic right whale can weigh a combined total of nearly a ton, the largest in the entire animal kingdom. Water temperature also plays a crucial role. Most whale species breed in waters with temperatures between 39 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit. After mating, the female has a long gestation period, typically from 11 to 12 months. Throughout the pregnancy, they continue their daily activities, but require more food to nourish the fetus. In each birth, a mother whale has only one calf. This makes the process of sustaining the species slow and risky. The whale calf is born directly into the water and is nursed by its mother. The bond between mother and calf is incredibly strong. The nursing period can last for several years. In the first few weeks, the calf always stays by its mother's side. It is fed, cared for, and protected from all dangers. Whale milk is one of the most nutrient-rich on the planet, with a fat content of up to 50%, as thick as toothpaste. On this rocket fuel, a blue whale calf can gain up to 200 pounds every single day. It is the fastest growth rate in the entire animal kingdom. One of the most important roles of the mother whale is to teach her calf survival skills. The mother whale teaches her calf how to hunt, how to use echolocation, and how to avoid other predators. They also pass on complex social behaviors to their young, helping them integrate into the pod and interact with other individuals. The sleep of whales is also very special, unlike most other animals. They practice a form of unihemispheric sleep, meaning one half of the brain sleeps while the other remains awake. This allows them to stay alert to threats while still being able to surface for air. They do not sleep for long periods like humans. Instead, they take short naps, lasting only a few minutes, repeated throughout the day and night. When sleeping, they often rest just below the surface, with their blowhole ready to breathe. During sleep, their physical activity, heart rate, and breathing rate all slow down. Some species, like the sperm whale, can even sleep in a vertical position in the water. This is a unique way to conserve energy. When scientists first witnessed this sight, they could not believe their eyes. An entire pod of giant sperm whales floating motionless in a vertical posture, heads pointing upwards like silent stone pillars in an ocean cathedral. They fall into a collective sleep for only about 15 minutes, one of the most serene and bizarre moments ever recorded in the deep sea. The migration of whales is one of the most magnificent natural phenomena. They move for many reasons, primarily to find food and to breed. Changes in water temperature and other environmental factors also influence their migration routes. Annually, they undertake journeys of thousands of miles. Every year, they undertake great journeys. Some humpback whale populations travel thousands of miles between their polar feeding grounds and their tropical breeding grounds. But perhaps the longest journey belongs to the grey whale. Each year, they travel from the food-rich seas of the Arctic to the warm lagoons of Mexico to breed, a staggering round-trip journey of up to 12,400 miles. The behavior of whales is a mesmerizing spectacle, playing a vital role in communication and social life. Breaching, the act of launching themselves out of the water, is one of the most impressive sights. Scientists are still not entirely certain of the reason for this behavior. It could be a form of communication, a way to remove parasites, or to disorient prey. When a giant like a humpback whale launches into the air, it can reach a height of 49 feet. This sight creates enormous waves, powerful enough to capsize a small boat. Another common behavior is slapping the tail on the water's surface. This could be a warning signal or a way of communicating within the pod. In any case, the displays of whales are always a spectacular phenomenon, leaving an indelible impression on anyone fortunate enough to witness them. Whales play an indispensable role in the marine ecosystem. As top predators, they help control the populations of fish and other marine creatures. They also play a crucial role in the planet's carbon cycle. During their feeding, their massive bodies accumulate a large amount of carbon. When a whale dies, its carcass sinks to the ocean floor, taking that carbon with it and sequestering it in the deep sea for centuries. But their contribution doesn't end with their death. In life, their waste is the very lifeblood of the ocean. These enormous nutrient plumes, rich in iron and nitrogen, fertilize the phytoplankton at the surface. These tiny organisms are not only the foundation of the marine food web, but they also produce at least 50% of the planet's oxygen. In a very real sense, every breath we take is linked to these giants of the ocean. This process helps to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and regulate the global climate. In conclusion, whales are among the most fascinating and majestic creatures on the planet. Their incredible size, intelligence, and unique behaviors have captivated humans for centuries. Although human activities have pushed many species to the brink of extinction, there is still hope for their future. Conservation organizations around the world are working to protect and restore whale populations. As we learn more about whales, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the natural world and our place within it. By supporting conservation efforts, we can help these magnificent creatures continue to thrive for generations to come. Amidst the vast white expanse, hidden deep beneath the turquoise water, a silent army moves. No claws, no sharp fangs, only intelligence, unity, and strategy. The most dangerous weapons of the ocean. They are the Antarctic killer whales, the rulers of the world's coldest seas. not by brute force, but by thought and perfect coordination, like an elite military unit. This is the story of the silent kings, the warriors of the frozen waters, and the mysterious civilization beneath the deep ice. Beneath the thick Antarctic ice, where sunlight filters through into ethereal green streaks, a vibrant world of sound unfolds. Deep moans, sharp whistles, and incessant clicks. It is the language of the orca, the master predators of the frozen ocean. They are not solitary hunters. They are complex families, tribes with their own cultures, forged over thousands of generations in the harshest environment on the planet. Today, we enter the world of the Antarctic killer whale, where survival depends on flawless coordination, collective intelligence, and hunting tactics so sophisticated they astonish a human observer. A family of orcas moving through the open water. A pod may consist of 5 to 20 individuals, but the relationships between them are more complex than any family on land. At the center is the oldest female, the matriarch, an old mother with decades of experience. She guides the pod through dangerous waters, teaching her offspring how to read the currents, how to detect prey from afar. Her daughters remain with the pod for life, maintaining an acoustic bond with their original family. This is not a random group. It is a lineage with a matriarchal system that can span 4 generations living together. Communication is the key to this bond. Each pod has its own dialect, a unique set of sounds that only its members understand. When a calf makes its first call, it is not a random cry. It imitates its mother, its grandmother, and the entire pod. Scientists have recorded thousands of hours of sound and discovered that even pods living just a few hundred miles apart have distinctly different languages. But communication is not just for maintaining relationships. It is a weapon in the hunt. When they spot a migrating humpback whale, instead of charging in immediately, they orchestrate a veritable military campaign. They surround, they separate, and they use precise communication to exhaust prey 10 times their own size. But when summer arrives, the battlefield changes. As the ice melts to form narrow channels, the pod switches to hunting seals. The wave-washing tactic is deployed. Every individual in the pod knows its exact position. Who creates the wave? Who blocks the escape? Who delivers the final blow? This coordination requires a deep understanding of currents, body weight, and timing that is precise to the second. Scientists have identified at least 4 distinct cultures, or ecotypes, of Antarctic killer whales. Each type is a unique story of adaptation. Let us begin with Type A, the rulers of the open ocean. These are the largest killer whales, with males reaching up to 30 feet in length and weighing 6 tons. Their territory is the open, offshore waters, where they hunt giant prey. Their favored tactic is to divide and conquer. A small group separates a calf from its mother while the main group relentlessly harasses the adult. In contrast, the Type B pack ice hunters are smaller than Type A, but possess the most sophisticated hunting techniques. The wave-washing tactic we just mentioned is their invention. But they go even further. Sometimes they deliberately create waves large enough to capsize entire ice floes, tipping seals into the water. Their main food is Weddell and crab-eater seals, species that specialize in living on the ice. Type C the fish specialists, are perfectly adapted to the dense pack ice. They are the smallest group, with males only about 20 to 23 feet long, and they specialize in Antarctic toothfish, which makes up 90% of their diet. Their technique is pack hunting. The entire pod forms a living net, swimming in a V formation to herd the fish into the center. Finally, Type D. The mysteries of the deep, the most enigmatic species of the Southern Ocean. They are rarely seen, living in deep offshore waters with a distinctly different morphology. Their calls are entirely unique, high-pitched, prolonged whistles, more like birdsong than whale calls. Their diet remains a mystery, but it is suspected they hunt giant squid and deep-water fish. The most magical aspect of all four types is how they pass down their hunting techniques, a phenomenon known as cultural transmission in animal studies. A killer whale calf is not born knowing how to hunt. They learn from their mother, their grandmother, and the entire pod. A young calf's first participation in a wave-washing attack. At first, it just watches from a distance. On the second attempt, it might swim at the outer edge, creating small waves. Only after many months, many hunting seasons, does it join the core tactical formation. This process can take from 5 to 7 years. But culture is not just technique, it is tradition. Each pod has its own habits. Conserving the Antarctic killer whale is not just about protecting individuals, but about protecting an entire culture on the brink of extinction. In this frozen world, penguins are not just food. They are harsh teachers, catalysts for hunting innovation. And today, we follow these master hunters to discover how they turn diligent divers into a feast of survival amidst the ice and waves. Let's begin with the king penguins, the true princes of the subantarctic. They stand nearly 3 feet tall, weigh up to 35 pounds, and breed on ice-free peninsulas with year-round access to open water. From April, as winter approaches, thousands gather on the rocky coastal beaches, forming enormous colonies, sometimes up to 100,000 strong. But the orcas do not hunt the adults. They await the first sea voyage of the juveniles, usually in the spring or summer when the open water expands. At this time, the young princes gather in large groups at the water's edge, learning to swim, dive, and survive in the ocean. A pod of orcas approaches from a distance, lying still in the water, only their dorsal fins breaking the surface like silent, observing shadows. The wave-washing tactic on penguins is executed with astonishing precision. A single juvenile king penguin provides about 25,000 calories, enough to sustain a young orca for several days. During the subantarctic winter, from June to September, the sea ice expands. But the king penguins remain concentrated in the open waters near the peninsulas. Orcas expend 800 to 1,000 calories per minute, creating waves to attack the penguins. But their success rate reaches up to 80%. They spend 3 to 4 hours observing the penguin groups before attacking. Summer, from December to March. The sea ice melts, leaving vast open waters. King penguins remain a year-round target, but their density is dispersed. Orcas expend less energy, 500 to 600 calories per minute, for interception or individual attacks, but the success rate drops to 60%. This change is not just tactical. It reshapes the entire social structure. In winter, the orca pods act as an army. In summer, they switch to operating as special forces. As sea ice has shrunk by 12% in area over the last decade due to climate change, the open waters near the peninsula expand earlier. The result: orcas have to switch from coastal to open water hunting sooner, expending an additional 15 to 20% more energy. Some pods have developed a new hunting technique, creating continuous small waves to make the penguins jump onto ice floes. But the penguins are also adapting. Young king penguins learn to swim further away from the colonies. But the prey is constantly learning too. Scientists have observed increasingly sophisticated evasive behaviors. Instead of panicking, some young penguins seem to calmly outwit their pursuers, suddenly diving deep into the abyss just before the snap of the jaws, leaving the giants with nothing but a mouthful of seawater. In the frozen world where ice and sea merge, the killer whale has no true enemy. But amidst the icy waters, there is another rival. Silent, agile, and a master cold-blooded hunter in its own right, it is the leopard seal. Both species share the same treasure, the pups of seal colonies, penguins, and small fish along the ice edge. The leopard seal is the only species in its genus, growing up to 11 feet long and weighing 1,100 pounds. They do not live in pods. Each one is its own empire, controlling territories that stretch for tens of square miles along the ice edge. Their teeth are an evolutionary masterpiece. They dive up to 1,600 feet, hold their breath for 15 minutes, and can sprint up to 25 miles per hour in short bursts. But leopard seals are not just predators. They are artists of the ambush. They lie motionless beneath the breathing holes of Weddell seals. For Adelie penguins, they hide under small ice floes, waiting for the birds to plunge in like rain. Killer whales, in contrast, are collective strategists. They hunt in pods, using sonar to map the terrain. But this very sophistication, however subtle, creates underwater vibrations, signaling to the leopard seal that its territory is being invaded. The intersection of their strategies is food. Both target seal pups in November-December. Both hunt Adelie penguins along the summer migration highways. Both filter for Antarctic toothfish under the thick winter ice. This is not war. It is piracy. Researchers with underwater cameras have recorded that in 100 hunts for Adelie penguins, 35% were stolen by leopard seals before the orcas could act. Conversely, in 50 hunts for Weddell seals on the ice, 28% saw orcas wash the seals into the water, only for a waiting leopard seal below to claim the carcass. When leopard seals dominate areas with high penguin density, typically the shallow channels near peninsulas. The orca pods have to travel an extra 12 to 18 miles to find prey. Conversely, When orca pods hunt extensively at the ice edge, using wave-washing attacks, they break up the ice, destroying the leopard seal's hunting grounds. The killer whale dominates the open ocean. The leopard seal controls the ice flows and the shallow channels. The fragile balance between them prevents the Antarctic ecosystem from being upended. Climate change is tipping the scales. The sea ice has shrunk significantly in area over the past decade. Seals are forced into open water, encountering orca pods more frequently. Some pods have reduced in size from 15 to 8 members to be more flexible. Beneath the Antarctic ice, where sunlight filters through into ethereal, hazy green streaks. Every breath of a seal, every dive of a penguin, every click of an orca's sonar is part of a complex web of ecological balance. The food chain here is not a simple straight line. It is an intricate circle forged over millions of years. In Antarctica, the food chain begins with tiny but resilient producers, ice algae and phytoplankton. These organisms provide energy for the primary consumers, such as the Antarctic krill. Next are the secondary consumers, including Adelie penguins, crabita seals, and smaller fish species. At the top of the food chain are the tertiary and apex consumers like killer whales, leopard seals, and humpback whales. Finally, the decomposers, marine bacteria, fungi, and seaworms break down carcasses and waste, returning nutrients to the currents, completing the ecological cycle. Antarctica is home to over 10,000 species, each playing a specific role. Antarctic krill is the cornerstone of the ecosystem, with a total biomass of up to hundreds of millions of tons. The Weddell seal feeds on toothfish and squid. While the crab-eater seal, the most numerous species, specializes in filtering krill with its comb-like teeth. Apex predators, like killer whales and leopard seals, are key to ecological balance. Killer whales hunt seal pups, penguins, and large fish. Leopard seals hunt penguins and seal pups, competing directly with killer whales, but on a smaller scale. Krill is the main food for many species, from penguins to whales. Killer whales help control penguin and seal pup populations, preventing ecological overload. Leopard seals regulate Adelie penguin and crab-eater seal populations, ensuring secondary consumers do not become overabundant. Besides krill, killer whales, and leopard seals, many other species are also vital. The apex predators, killer whales, leopard seals, and humpback whales, are crucial for balance. The competition between killer whales and leopard seals also maintains equilibrium. Decomposers like marine bacteria, fungi, and seaworms are indispensable links. The ecological balance of Antarctica depends on trophic cascades. Breaking one link affects all. In the culture of Antarctic scientists, the food chain is a sacred circle of life. Scientists study the Antarctic food chain to understand the interactions. That seemingly stable world is more fragile than we think. As life is reborn through nutrient cycles, Natural disasters in Antarctica silently prepare another brutal test. The Antarctic summer, from November to March, turns the sea ice into a shattered labyrinth. The temperature rises to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, a rare warmth, melting the ice at a dizzying rate. Giant ice floes miles wide break into fragments, creating sudden open water areas called polynyas. But polynyas are deadly traps. Weddell seal pups are swept away as their maternal flows abruptly fracture. Conversely, blizzards are winter nightmares. From June to September, winds gust up to 125 miles per hour. Emperor penguins huddle in their thousands, rotating into the wind to share warmth. But the young are easily blown away or frozen to death. Climate change has increased the frequency and intensity of blizzards. In 2018 and 2023, Antarctica endured historic storms. Ice rifting is Antarctica's greatest threat, especially when combined with summer melt. A small crack caused by wind or current pressure can spread for hundreds of miles in a few hours. In 2017, the Larsen C Rift carved iceberg, a 68, nearly 2,300 square miles in area. These rifts destroy habitats and kill millions of creatures. Climate change is disrupting the food chain in Antarctica. Rising ocean temperatures and melting sea ice reduce ice algae, affecting krill. This decline puts pressure on penguins, seals, and killer whales, unbalancing the ecosystem. But we are not helpless. we can act. And the action must start now. Marine protected areas are the first and most urgent solution. Currently, only 5% of the Antarctic sea area is protected. We need to expand this to at least 30% by 2030. Look at the Ross Sea Marine Protected Area, established in 2016. Since then, the toothfish population has increased by 20%. But we need more protected areas in the Weddell Sea, the Antarctic Peninsula, the Drake Passage. Every ton of CO2 we emit is a piece of Antarctic ice melted. The sea ice has shrunk by 12% in area over the last decade. We need stronger climate policies. Nations must commit to cutting emissions by 45% by 2030. Antarctic krill is the foundation of all life here. Hundreds of millions of tons, a colossal biomass, feeding 90% of Antarctic marine animals. But krill fishing is expanding rapidly. In 2023, over 440,000 tons were harvested. We need sustainable management. The Commission for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources must cut the krill quota to 50% of its current level. Ship noise is an invisible but deadly threat. Killer whales use sonar to hunt, communicate, and locate their young. A 2022 study showed that with ships within a 6-mile radius, killer whale hunting efficiency drops by 50%. We need strict rules. Tourist ships must adhere to safe distances. We cannot protect what we do not understand. Research is the foundation of all conservation. Deploying a network of underwater microphones to monitor killer whale calls. Collecting DNA samples from feces, skin, and breath to understand the genetic diversity of the ecotypes. Millions of people have never seen Antarctica, but they can save it, involving the public in citizen science. Support conservation organizations, the Worldwide Fund for Nature, the Ocean Conservancy, the Antarctic and Southern Ocean Coalition. Beneath the Antarctic ice, the symphony is still there, but it is fading. We are the final audience for this masterpiece. We can choose to be silent and let it end, or we can stand up, act, and let the symphony echo forever. Because Antarctica is not just a continent of ice. It is the heart of our planet, and if that heart stops beating, the world will grow cold. Act today for the killer whales, for the penguins, for the krill, for our future.